I'm back. I've got something today that's very different than what you might imagine, especially on a channel for guitars. But nevertheless, it's definitely worth the effort. And if you take a close look at this stuff and go and have a look at the links down in the text below, you might find that in a pretty short time, you'll be involved in doing this stuff yourself. Let's go and see what we're talking about. Well, Tony, what's this all about? Well, I'm a bit like you. Well, not quite. Yeah, I received this in the post, via the mail. And this company I did know about, funny enough, from some of the stuff that I've done at work in my day job, so to speak. And anybody who's ever heard of this can read down there, and they'll know exactly what this company's about. But if you haven't heard of this company before and you don't know much about it, you might think, if you did a little bit of simple research, you might think that, well, they only do one thing. And that is PCB prototyping. Stop, don't go anywhere. This is going to be good. Trust me on this. I didn't put this on here for no reason. By the way, while we're at it, they did send me this box of a few PCBs for free. Not that they're any use to me. Well, not by themselves they're not. But they could be. And they could be useful to you if you know what this company's all about. It's far from what you might think it is. And certainly I learned something from the very seconds that I went and followed the links down in the text and saw what they were actually up to. So let's get this thing out and talk about what's in the box first, and then things will get clearer. Just trust me on this, you need to have a look, even if you don't do anything else, but I suspect some people will, because I certainly will be. Yeah. Oh, where are the owls? Well, they've gone for a bath. Hold on. Oh, Tony, where is it? Oh, it's there. Yeah, it doesn't look much on the face of it, but I'm going to bring the camera in now and we'll talk about it as we go, I think. On the face of it, you might say to me, Tony, what the hell's this? Well, let me explain. I haven't even opened this yet, but I know what it's like. We had some projects at work that we wanted doing, and we found PCBway a couple of years ago, or maybe a bit longer than that. And one of the things they did at the time, they do lots of things actually, but what they did was they made PCB prototyping boards. So if you wanted 1 or 10 or something like that, they'd go and make it for you and send it over, and you could carry on with your project, which was great for the project that we had in hand at the time, if you want the truth. But later, not long ago, about a month ago, they contacted me and they said, hey, Tony, by the way, they didn't know I'd already been dealing with them. Would you like to have a look at the PCBs? And we've got some projects. And I thought, projects? What are they talking about, But the fact is, they did. They have projects. But let's get this board out first, and then things will become clearer. Okay, well, I've cut the thing open, and if we look on the other side, there's a load of information that they've stuck on it before it got to me. And one of them here, it says file name switch 2021 0822.zip. So it's part of a project, right? But more of that later. Let's take a look at the actual PCB itself and just see what sort of quality this really is. Let's get one of these out. So as you can see, this is a pretty nice looking piece of board actually. It's very thick as well. And I know that they can make boards of almost any configuration that you might want. Wait until we see the second board just on the side here. So that's one side of it. And if we take a look at the other side, you notice through plated, by the way. Something I just didn't mention, but it's all through plated. And here's the other side. And this one says, oh, it's a pedal switch. Fancy that. So this is the sort of thing that you could make yourself, or indeed they can make it for you. So you could buy the board and you could even buy all the components, believe this or not, and they'll build them for you. Yeah. And they've got lots and lots and lots of these different projects actually on the website and in the links down below. So it becomes really worth actually understanding what this is, rather than just thinking, oh, it's just some PCB, who cares type of thing, which some people would really think. And you know, if you're one of the younger guys and you don't quite get this stuff, well, maybe it's time that you did. As you can see, you've got amp out, pedal 6, pedal 5, pedal 2, pedal 1, guitar in, and so on and so forth. And all the components fit on there very nicely. It makes a really, really cool way of working with PCBs and ending up with a product that will cost you substantially less than if you was to walk in a shop and actually go and buy one pre-configured or pre-made by somebody else. It really is to that sort of level. It's quite an incredible thing, actually. So there it is. You can see dual-sided, double-sided, through-hole plating. All the stuff's there. It's already, all the work's been done for you. You don't even need to sit designing something. It's just done for you. Let's turn it over. And again, on this side, you know, you can just see the quality of the thing. It's just absolutely awesome. Now let me go and go get the other one, because the other PCB they sent is also relating to a project. And then once again, you can get it fixed up and all the rest of it. But you're going to really like the look of the other one. Well, you might like the look of this one. Hold on. Now you can see right off the bat that this one's a little bit bigger than the other one. That's a quick reference. There's the old board you've just seen. And this is a far more complex type of product, really. So let's pull one out and have a real close look. Now, hey, listen up. This is more like a pro board. This is more like something that, you know, you could go out and buy a device with a board inside it. So this sort of level of quality. Now, I don't think you're going to sit there all day yourself soldering some device on there to that level. That's SMD stuff, you know, small, tiny little components. But there's nothing wrong with that, because PCBway can actually do it for you. Yeah, which is a great thing. Let's look at the other side, because this PCB is quite complex. Now this is actually a thing called an STM32 DSP board, you know, a digital signal processing. As you've seen a lot of that stuff on the sort of things I've been looking at and pulling apart. And well, this board allows you to go and do some of this stuff, or at least to use it, buy the board and buy the components, get them build it for you and all the rest. I can't give you the prices because I don't really know them, but they're all on the site, I guess. And yeah, look at the quality of that thing. I mean, this is no slouch board. This is so high quality. Let's zoom in again like we did on the other one. Okay, well, as you can see, there's no components on the board. That doesn't really matter. As I said, you can get the whole thing made up PCBway and all that stuff. I could never do this myself, but I could do it with the help of PCBway. And that's the thing. If you take you guys that come on my channel and look at this stuff, some of you will be very fluent and conversant with this type of technology and the stuff, you know, that you can make yourself. Alternatively, you could be the type of guy who likes to build kits or likes to buy components and make something from it, you know, particularly something in the music side of things like this is. And we move across a bit. You can see it's all pretty awesome stuff. You've got an input this side, an output that side, voltage over there. You've got a processor here. Well, you can see it. You can't mistake it, can you, really? And the quality's just absolutely second to nothing. Let's zoom in a bit further if I can. I don't know. Oh, that's as far as I can go. But just take a look at it, guys. Just take a look at the quality of this. Oh, and you thought everything costs thousands of pounds. Well, no, it doesn't. That's one of the great things about working with a company like this that specialises in this stuff. I mean, that is what they do. They are experts with PCBs and manufacturing PCBs and all that sort of stuff, fitting components and so on and so forth. And part of the thing with this is there's like a blog, and you go to some of them links below, and you'll end up in this blog where you can search for products like this one. This one's an audio device, probably from what I see there, STM32. So it's a DSP board, and you buy the components, you do whatever. The guy that did this, by the way, the designer, Matthias Kowalski, I don't know. You go and figure. But there he is. He designed this on the 26th of March 2021, not 2000. Yeah, 2021. And what a great job he's done. The point is about it, he spent the time, he spent the effort. He's clearly a professional. He's good at what he does. You don't get results like that from being a bit some sort of amateur. But the great thing is you can gain from his knowledge. You can buy the board unpopulated or populated. I'm pretty sure you can. And Matthias there, he'll get a percentage. I think he gets 10% of the thing for doing the design and uploading it and all that stuff. And it's really good because he's getting paid for doing something. He's gaining from uploading stuff like that. And let's face it, this is no slouch of a board, is it? I mean, I've never seen anything quite as good as that. Really, from everyday projects that you can go and look at and buy and, get it in a case, get on with it. All good. And there's lots of information to make it all work as well, which is really, really useful. I dare say you could probably get to chat with Matthias if you got a problem as well. I can't be sure of that because I haven't done it, but the overall way of PCBway doing this with this overall mentality where you've got people in a blog that are putting up these designs and the rest of it, and you can benefit from them. And just think how much you'd learn as well. Even if you're only putting it in a case, it doesn't really matter. What matters is you're part of the scene, man. That's how I'd describe it, particularly if it was 1960. Yeah. Let's go back up. Now then, what do I think about all this? I think it's absolutely awesome, man. I haven't seen anything as good as this in some time. To be honest, I haven't. The quality on this is as good as any of the professional equipment that I've ever viewed. You've seen it all yourselves if you're one of my subscribers and you follow along with the boards and the pedals and the rest of it that I pull out and take a look inside. You can see it's absolutely, even on simple project. Well, that's not a simple one, but this one over here could be the switcher. And it's going to give you hours and hours of something that's really good. It's called learning. Yeah, even if it's something simple, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that you gain from doing this stuff, and it's faultless. It really is. Now I'm going to let you into a little secret. A very long time ago, I started dabbling in PCBs and building things out of kits. Now the old fogies out there, not the younger guys, the old guys out there will have heard of a company called Heathkit. Maybe some of the younger ones have heard of them, but I doubt it. Now Heathkit was a company that made kits of various things. And I bought one, yeah. I distinctly remember buying it, and what I bought, believe it or not, this idiot who doesn't know anything, as some people will tell you, I actually bought an oscilloscope kit. The whole thing, and it was a 2-input or something like that. It's such a long time ago. I mean, this was in early 70s maybe. Yeah, it probably was, or yeah, sometime around there. Very, very hazy because it's such a long time ago. And I built it, and yeah, it worked. Fancy that. You disbelievers out there, yeah. But when I'm doing this sort of thing, or even anything remotely like this, or even when I'm looking inside some of them pedals that we go and buy that are hundreds and hundreds of pounds, it does take me back to the Heath kit. Yeah, it was a real achievement. I was probably about 17 or 18 when I did that, and these PCBs absolutely take me back. These are actually more complex than the stuff I did, I suppose, because they're surface mounted. I was working on the old stuff, you know. But when you're looking at it, honestly, man, look at that. This is what you call, this is real good quality. It's just, I can't get over how good it is compared to the sort of thing that you and I might think they'd be selling. It's a Chinese company. Don't hold it against them, because they probably make some of the best PCBs there is. And what we're going to do now, we're going to go down and take a look at that internet site. And I'll just show you a couple of things. I'm not going to spend all day on it, because it's not necessary for me to do that. I want you to go and do that. I want you to see the stuff. And, you know, you could probably gain a lot from doing this. I'm not just doing it just to show you PCBs. This is great for musicians, and it'll educate you. And if you're not already educated, you can do a lot more than what you're already doing. And being more part of the answer, yeah, it's all good. So let's go and have a look at that site and go from there. Yeah. What do you say? You're still with me, aren't you? Hey, you should be. You behind the bike shed, stand still, laddie. If you know what that is, I'm sure you do. You're going to subscribe, aren't you? Do that thumbs up, and you know, click all when you want to get the notifications, otherwise you don't get them. It's a pain in the neck having to keep doing this, but to be honest, if I don't do this, you'll see one video, walks off somewhere else, and that's that. I really need subscribers. I've got them creeping up at the moment, and yeah, let's get them higher. Yeah, help me to help you. I think that's a good thing, and then you'll be able to see amps like this one behind me, and amps like this one behind me, and some of the other plethora of things that are in this studio for you to have a look at and hear. Yeah, there's some awesome stuff. Don't forget. And thanks very much, because I appreciate it. I've come on to the PCBway site so that I can show you that first product. Here it is. That board looks familiar, doesn't it? Well, it should do. There it is. And we can take a closer look at the board. You can look at the back of it and the front of it. And you can look at it populated as well. Now, you could hand solder that on there if you wanted to. This is a guitar pedal switcher matrix. It will turn on and off pedals, and you can connect in any order. So it has its uses for guys that, well, need some sort of switching type of pedal. It's all good stuff, and you can see the description down here, and there's even a diagram of how it's made, and you know, the schematic and the rest of it. It's a guitar pedal switch matrix. You can turn on and off pedals, connect in any order. This is a project in the works. It's usually analog MUX chips, what they call MUX chips, controlled by an 18 mega 328p chip. Now, 18 mega chips can be sort of programmed, and you can make them do X, Y, and Z. Well, what can they do? Well, they do what you want them to do, within reason. The code you can download from a place here that you can see called HTTPS GitHub. GITHUB. Now, GitHub is one of them places where all the programmers go to, and I've been there many times myself, indeed. Although I'm not great at programming these days. In the early 80s, I was a lot better. Yeah, so what have you got on this one? You've got the diagrams, the schematics, the layouts. You've got some comments down at the bottom. One guy here, Franco 123. Really nice work. I might try to breadboard a smaller version of this. Well, whatever. There they are. I mean, it's just endless stuff, this is. It's just so good. And the fact that PCBway offer all this stuff really, really is very useful. Yeah. Let's go and have a look at that other board. that we were looking at earlier, and see where we go with that. Now then, this is the other board. I wasn't quite sure what it was, if you want the truth, but now I've come and had a look at the site. What it is, it's a development board for guitar effects, which means that you can do a bit of work developing your own effects from this, using this board as a sort of prototyping type of thing. Well, you've seen the board itself. There it is. And they get scores. Look. Awesome stuff. By the way, you can add it to a cart. You can download. There hasn't been many downloads yet, but that doesn't mean there won't be. And the thing is, you only need one guy to actually have a good idea what he's doing with all this stuff. And yeah, what do you think he could do with a board like this? You've got a bill of material there, so you can, get the components and get on with it. You can donate 10% cost of buying the boards or bits to the author, like I said before, and I think that's also a really good thing. Yeah, all good stuff. There's a duly completed board. Yeah, all very good stuff. And when we scroll down, you've got the information all about this board. Here it is, Guitar Effects Development Board. Have you ever wanted to make your own guitar or musical effect? Yeah, I have. I've never been good enough. The design is for you, it says. It allows you to apply DSP algorithms to construct anything. Overdrives, choruses, flanges, delay. You can even make a looper with the maximum loop time related to your programming skills. Or maybe you want to make a module for audio systems. You are welcome. PCB predicts the need of connecting 800x600 RGB screen. Yeah, I agree. Additional connector allows you to connect I2C or SPI external sensor. For example, a microphone. It's all here. It's really great stuff. The heart of the project is a particular microcontroller. It's an STM32F7 with external 128 megabit RAM, gigaflash. Audio signal can be gathered with frequency up to 192 kilohertz and 24-bit resolution, which, listen, that's as good as it gets. The quality, far above studio devices. I know it is. In the same time, or at the same time, the translations aren't so great. At the same time, everything is very cost effective. The whole board and assembly costs around $100. Now, if you think what you're getting for your $100, I don't want to single anybody out, but if we went to have a look at that Dream pedal, that Dream 65 pedal, and what was in that compared to what's in this, oh my God, this is like, you heard of that album by Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell? Well, this is the heaven part of things. For $100, wow, just wow. This is why guys should be, come and take a look at this stuff. Even if you don't do anything, you should come and have a look. And, see where it goes. I mean, it goes on lower down here. There's project after project after project. Honestly, different stuff, that you might want to have a go with. I think it's just an awesome type of service from PCBway, that this is the sort of thing they do. Really great. And as I said, you can go across to where it says blog there. You've got a store. You've got PCB design if you make your own. There's loads and loads of stuff. You've got videos, feedback, even sponsorships, stuff like that. If I click on blog, I've never been there, but let's have a look. Here we are. All sorts of things to help you end up with something that's good for you. And oh man, the learning curve's just incredible. I remember when I did that oscilloscope all them years ago, like I said, and really, this just blows all that out of the water. Let's go back. So wow, just wow. You've seen all that stuff that you can go and participate with by using PCBway.com. As I said, that information's down below. If you've even got the slightest amount of interest about this stuff, go and have a look at it. It's not actually beyond your realms of control. You could actually make yourself something brilliant and learn a lot as you go along the way as well. it's not that expensive. You think $100 for that board there, totally complete, and all the things you can do with it. Wow, it's just fantastic stuff. And I'm not just saying that. You know, they did send me the boards, but listen, the boards really aren't that much use to me as they are. I'd have gone and bought a kit, which looked great, by the way. So maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that as a project and move forward with it, you know, on video over time. Maybe I won't. I never really have a lot of spare time because I've still got a real job. I still go to work, even though I'm an old fogey, so to speak. But that's how life is, you know. I enjoy what I do, as you might know. The point is, that is something to get your teeth into. Oh, you're just a guitarist. Well, just isn't good enough, really, these days. You want to have your hands in a lot of things, and who knows, you might even end up, you know, being some designer or something. It's all possible, and that's the great thing about PCBway. I was amazed that they contacted me, and I knew them, but they didn't know me. They know me from really this channel. So that was interesting. I make a little, well, I say me, we make a little PCB for a very specific task that nobody ever did. And I won't go into depths about that, but except to say that all the times I've used PCBway professionally, they'd always been good, and they were cheap as well. Well, they were relatively cheap. They were cheap, but the shipping's a bit expensive these days. It's gone up a lot, and that's sad, but they never let me down, and that's the main thing. Well, to be honest, that's it on this one for now. I can't really take you anywhere else, except to say, don't forget, have a look. You've seen the screenshots and the rest, and I dread to think how many other projects they've got sitting there waiting to go. It's probably tens or hundreds or even thousands, I dare say it is. A company like that. Just look at that, man. I can't get over how good that is. So, that's it for now. Yeah. It was sent to me. I didn't pay for it, you know. But was that really worth doing? Oh, yeah. It's the sort of thing I like to see. When you don't have, you know, you can show something like this, and you don't have them busybodies that come around. When I'll go and review tube amps and all sorts of things, and you'll hear them. Yeah, they're like that. But, of course, to ordinary guys like me and you, generally me and you, that's what we are, just ordinary guys. This sort of thing is brilliant, and it helps to open your eyes even more about what I show you in them typical type of reviews where we do an inside and out review. Anyway, I won't bore you anymore. I just really wanted to show you this one, and yeah, until next time, get out of here.